It's my pleasure to introduce Lorenzo Annibali, a student of the final year of the chemistry course. He's in class Quinta B. The title of his talk is The Importance of First Aid.
So I would like all of you. Never mind. My bad. So I would like all of you to think about think for a moment. So you're in the middle of the street and you see this guy. He's having a heart attack and he needs your help. It might be either your colleague, your friend, or a person you don't know, but his life depends on the thing you'll do in those moments. So what would you do? Would you help him? How then? Well, you might have seen some procedures in movies or something like that, which is a great starting point, but you might not want to put this guy's life into danger just because you've seen some procedure maybe 1 or 2 years earlier, maybe done by Dr. House. So this is not an hypothetical and unlike situation, as we've got alarming data regarding the amount of people needing first aid assistance. As many as 18 people a minute require it. Therefore, it's not unthinkable that we might find ourselves in the situation I just described. Then, in average, there are about almost 70 cases of deaths from lung obstruction per year. Now, if we take a look at our close countries, we can have some really good examples of making the first aid course available to more and more people. For example, countries like France, Norway, and Denmark have it so that you do the first aid course at school, whilst, for example, others in Europe need you to do the first aid course in order to take the driving license, which is really great, as experts says that as little as 2 hours per year of first aid course increase the survival rate of the patient by almost 25%. Now, if we came back to the facts of lungs obstruction, we've had a case, not too lately, of Marco Liorni, whose child was recently saved from choking to death by the teacher, who she just recently did a first aid course and was ready to save the life of this child. But keep in mind, this is only one example, as those things happen from time to time. Now, coming back to the guy having an heart attack, well, one of the main things you'll end up doing if he's lying on the ground and he's neither breathing nor showing any life sign is the cardiac massage. This practice needs to be done by keeping your arms straight and using your back muscles instead of the ones on the arm, as these ones are much weaker and you'll get exhausted in a blink of an eye. Now, first aid is not only about trying and save lives, but they will explain you key rules onto how not to damage the patient more than he already is. For example, as shown here, almost safe way to remove the helmet from a biker after a bike crash. Although, really keep in mind, this is quite a risky procedure, and if you mess something up, he will end up being permanently paralyzed. Now, if you were to ask me the same question I asked you before about the guy having a heart attack, I wouldn't know what to answer at that question. So this is one of the reasons why I did a first aid course, and after doing it, I can assure you that you won't regret the time spent. Now, for first aid, not only you'll be able to help people, but if a lot of people around you did a first aid course, they'll be able to help you if you ever needed it. Then, particular jobs such as the lifeguard need a first aid course in order to apply for them. And then you can just generally stick it into your curriculum vitae, and it will help you while applying for a job. So, my final advice is, in case of emergency, don't panic, get ready.